Make sure.
Did you post it or?
Master, yeah. Okay.
Master, how you doing today, sir?
Why don't I see it?
How y'all doing?
All right, how you doing today?
Do I need to switch phones?
No, we can hear you.
How y'all?
You breaking up a little bit on my end.
Say something again, Master. Yeah, we need to switch phones. How come I don't see it on my iPad? Okay, I'm gonna share it. Yeah, switch phones. All right. Let me share it to.
I'm gonna have to leave out about 7, okay?
Okay, that's fine. We're not gonna be here too long. Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. It is
Hello.
appreciated. Before we get started, if you may please share this live for us. We're getting ready to talk about some good stuff today. Uh, even though this topic was just like off the dome last minute, it's a great topic. We switched it up. We were going to talk about being entrepreneurs, but that will come at a later date. Right now, we're going to be talking about bouncing back from the hospital, from being sick as parents. How do we do it? How do we maintain our lives? Now, this is a great topic because it is very much so relevant to everything a sickle cell patient goes through, especially if you have kids. This is again our parents panel. Uh, we hopefully will get Master back. So we'll have our father's perspective. But for right now, I'm going to introduce myself. For those of you who do not know me, I am Shay Breon Howard. I am the co-founder and co-host of the Sickle Cell Experience Live. I'm also a writer, filmmaker. I am a photographer, all around creative genius, self-proclaimed creative genius, but I proclaim myself very
Yes, you are. Speaking as you are.
well. So I'm also the daughter of a sickle cell warrior. My mother passed away from complications of sickle cell. I just realized next year it'll be 25 years. So it'll be
Ah,
as long as she was alive, she's been gone. So that's crazy. Um, so I'm gonna do something special. This you guys heard it here first. Something really special for that. So I'm gonna have to brainstorm, but I'm pretty sure I'll come up with something good. Also, I have a beautiful little 8-year-old sickle cell trait warrior. Okay, um, and I'm also the co-host of this year's sickle cell parents patient panel. Did I say it right? Yeah. Um, so with that being said, I'm just gonna pass it on over to the lovely Nikita so she can introduce herself. Yeah, we'll go from here.
okay. I am Nikita Connor. I am a sickle cell warrior. I have sickle cell SS. I am the owner of Sick Apparel and Accessories. I uh I am a mother. I have one daughter that does have a sickle cell trait, and I also have two bonus babies. Um, I just recently got out of the hospital. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and I am currently in recovery. Um, Going through that process right now, but I am still pushing, still fighting, and I am just honored to be here as usual. And thank you, Shay Brianna, for having me.
Oh, no problem. Oh, sorry.
No
Can you
problem.
introduce yourself? Yeah, I had a moment. It wouldn't come out. uh, okay, you want to introduce yourself? Sorry. It's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, it's breaking up a little bit.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Hear me? Hear
Yes.
me?
Yeah, it's just breaking up a little bit. So,
Can y'all hear me now?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm outside. I had to leave my shop. Okay, but my name is Shanza Love. Um, I am a civil warrior. Like I said, I'm trying to get my partner ain't pulling up. Sorry, a car 'cause it's dark out here. But I have type S. I hadn't been in the hospital, glory be to God, since February, and I'm praying it stays that way. I'm a licensed esthetician, professional makeup artist. I've been doing it. April makes 8 years, and I have 4 beautiful children. All of them have the trait. One boy, 3 girls, and what else? I mean, that's pretty much it. Chilled. That's it. I think that's all I want to say. Yeah. So yeah, thank y'all for having me, Shay Brian. You know, I love you, girl, and I'm so happy to see you are doing so.
Can I just say, one of my life's goals is to get my makeup done by you? Okay, I just need to say that.
So sad.
Not for real. Like it has to happen. Like that's it. Like okay,
We got to make it.
Where are you
You,
located at?
Monica. You, Shamanica. Oh my God. Oh my God. Risa are the 3 that say, I got to let you touch me. It's got to be a way that I got to get my makeup done.
got
We
it
got to
has to
make that happen,
happen.
y'all. We got to do a girl trip or something. Like do a sickle cell trip or something.
Yeah,
And Spain and stuff, you know. So,
I'm
yes.
down.
That,
I'm totally down. Okay, Master, can you introduce yourself to the people, please? Oh
She can't hear
snap!
you.
Can't hear nothing. Are you muted? You got to be muted because your signal is solid.
Yeah, because I can't hear you.
Are you muted? That's so weird.
Is the volume up?
Yeah, is your volume up? Do you have headphones in or no? That might be it. Try to say something now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes.
can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
oh, they're gonna
So for those of you who have just joined us, um, feel free to share, feel free to comment. You know, if we have any parents out there who want to talk about how they bounce back from a hospitalization, and we can, you know, talk about it. Have any questions? If you have, you know, things that you go through and you wonder, am I the only one? Go ahead and drop it in the comments and let's see. You know, sometimes you can feel so isolated and alone, like you're the only person that goes through, you know, what you're going through, but really it's anything but that. It truly is. So I know we just lost two of our people, but we just gonna keep rocking out right now, and they'll be back when they come back. And just be patient with us today. This is our first time back, and from a while, from a hiatus. So
Yeah, been a little while, so
it'll be a little rocky, a little rocky. All right, so let's just jump on in. Bouncing back from a hospitalization. I know you're in it right now, Nikita. Like
yeah,
that's where
it's my process.
yeah. What would you say is the main thing like you have to worry about when you getting out the hospital? Like the first thing that comes to mind, like, okay, when I get home I have to do just the first thing. Okay, Amber Alert.
Typically with me, I think my most important thing I'm always worried and concerned about when I first come back home is my baby. Like my baby, like she's and now that she's older, I think she tries to kind of hold it in a little bit more so about her feelings, so she won't worry me. But
Mm-hmm.
it's always like, okay, let me get back home, make sure I get her back on track, and get back on mama mode. That'd be like the first thing, because it's like, okay, Amari, what do you have going on? Or, you want to talk, or and she, of course, if I'm gone, I've been in the hospital for 2 weeks, so and she's a mama's baby. So it's like, okay, she needs her time, she needs her moments. We have to talk and figure out, okay, what's going on with school, what we need to do, just try to get things lined back up with her and make sure mentally she's okay. Physically, she has everything she needs and all of that. Even though I'm doing that while I'm in the hospital, it's still like, like when you get home, it's a little bit different. Like
Yeah.
her requirements and getting her just back comfortable, and even so much of not making her worry so much, like try to get her not to be mama, because I think she thinks like when I'm down she's on mama mode, like, are you okay, are you doing this, are you doing that? So it's like, I'm like, okay, let me make sure I get myself together so it won't be such a hassle on her,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
she will worry. Mama, you took your medicine? Mama, have you eaten something? Mama, do you want something to drink? Mama, I'm gonna hear mama 3,000 times, but that's always the first thing that
Yeah.
we priority when I walk in the door.
I totally agree 1,000%. I think that going to the hospital uproots us in our daily routine, our lives, even like being home, you know. So because I'm a single mom, like she has to leave her comfort zone, her home, where
Yep.
she's, used to living and thriving and being, to go,
Her
and be
whole
away
schedule
from.
is uprooted.
Yeah. So, it's sometimes can be very hard. If I can say anything, it's hard. I think,
I
like you
agree.
said, like she has an issue with separation anxiety. So, um, my main concern the entire time is just to get back to her, get her back home, get her back in the swing of things, make sure she's not, feeling any, like you said, just talk like, hey, like, how are you feeling? That stress and that anxiety she was feeling the whole time being away from me. I try to get her home and have conversations and get her to talk it out. So she's just not pushing it down like, oh, okay, next time I don't have to worry about this now because you're here. Like, no, let's talk about how you felt.
How you
Let's
feel about it?
yeah, like, and everything in between. And I just sit her down and I'm like, oh, how was it? Like, how did everything go? I just sit there and I listen to her for hours. It could be about nothing.
Pretty much.
of, of just like, oh, when I was at school, this happened and this happened. And so I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to soak everything in and, you know, be interested and ask her questions and just let her know, like, I'm here for her. So that I would say is number one. Then it's just like getting the house back in order, because it's like when you leave everything, especially if you were sick and then you had to go to the hospital. So it's like everything your usual, you know,
The house
chores,
is just not
things.
up to
Yeah,
par the way it probably would normally be.
right. So you gotta, but then it's like you gotta know when to say, okay, I can clean this part today. I could do this living room
Pace
today.
yourself. Pace yourself.
Right. You gotta pace yourself. You can't, because so many times I've came home and like, oh, I got so much to do, and tried to just jump all in, and it wasn't an all in situation.
I think that was me yesterday. Yesterday, I was just feeling like, oh, I just want to get this room clean. This room is a mess. Like, I'm just sick of looking at these clothes. I'm just tired of this. And I'm like, by the time I realized that I was tired, I was like, okay, girl, sit your butt down because you're doing a bit much. Like, sit down, take it easy. And of course, I don't want to have a setback and end up back in the hospital. So it's like, okay, sit down. You did enough today. You can pick up
Right.
where you left off tomorrow. But you have to realize that, because if not, then next thing you know, you'll be back in the hospital.
Right. You
So
gotta realize
you
how
have to,
far is too far.
yeah.
Because everybody got that limit, that right there limit. Like, you go a little bit over, right
And that's
there,
it.
sickle
And
cell coming in like, hey,
and it's like it
I'm
just creeps
here.
right on in. It just creeps in on you, and you back up in the hospital. So no, no.
It's sad. Um, just, actually being able to have, like, the fact when Nyla was younger, right? I think she was a little oblivious to everything, but now that she's getting older, she's like, okay, mom is, she's sick, so I can't just throw this here. I can't just do that there. Sometimes she's still a kid. She still does kid stuff.
Yeah,
But it's just like I realize certain things she does now, like, that's really helpful to me, Like, um it was so funny. Like, I woke her up the other day for school and I was like, come on. She was like, okay, mom. I'm like, what you doing? Because you know how kids, like, they linger in the bed, like, okay, as soon as she walk out,
hmm
I'm back down. And so I'm looking at her, I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm about to make my bed. I'm like, I don't have to tell you to make your bed. You have those moments like,
she's learning.
oh, okay, so all right.
Yeah,
I think that sometimes being a kid, because I've been there, like, being a kid and watching your parents go through stuff, sometimes you try to, oh, let me help you here, let me do this, let me not let you worry about this part. And you kind of grow up and get a little bit more mature than most kids your age.
I think that's the truth.
Yeah, because she's just like, they act just like kids. They are kids, Nyla.
And so are you.
You are the grown kid up in here. Like, you can't.
Like
You need to act like a kid.
I have, like I say, I have two two other daughters. They don't live with me full time, but my oldest one, my other one, the oldest one, she has a cell phone, so she's a mama bear type too. So she'll text me and like, "Are you resting today? Where are you? Are you still at the hospital? Are you?" So this past weekend they came over and they have gotten to the point to where like they know I just came home from the hospital, so they'll come in, can we get breakfast? And they don't, they literally, I had to go and peep on them because they've, I can remember like in the beginning when I first got married, it would be like, okay, if my husband's traveling for work, I have to get up and still, even though I'm tired, I'm still not feeling too well, get up and go fix them breakfast. Get up and go make sure they're not tearing the whole house up. Get up and go do this. But like literally, they came in my room maybe like once or twice, and I'm like, okay, where is my kids at? So I literally have to go and check and make sure they're doing okay, and they are actually doing what they're supposed to be doing versus me having to say, hey, y'all are not doing this or y'all are not doing that or y'all don't get in trouble or whatever. Like I think they were just like, she don't feel good and they knew it and they start doing things by themselves now. So I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
Right.
Like y'all are so independent now, but I think it's like they know that they feel like they have to be that independent person now. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's different watching them grow up because I think they grow up a little bit quicker than normal because they deal with what we deal with.
Yeah. Um, like, and how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like that's a good thing, or do you feel like a little guilty, or you feel like that's
Both,
just their normal? Like, you
both
know,
ways. I'm like, because that's what I was gonna say. It's like they're in there, and usually I have to get up about 5,000 times, or I'm screaming, "Hey, what are y'all doing in there? Y'all doing this?" Like I literally did not. If I wouldn't have got up to check, because I was like, "Why are they so quiet? They haven't came in here. They haven't. I haven't heard them or anything." One was sleeping in the bed. One was sleep on the couch. The other one was watching TV. They hadn't tore up the kitchen. They hadn't tore up things, and I was just like, wait a minute, my babies, like I was just kind of like surprised, but it's kind of like I don't want to make them have that much responsibility, more responsibility than they have to, but at the same time, if that helps them or whatever, and they are taking that responsibility, it's kind of like I am happy to see that y'all step up versus because just the way that they step up and take initiative to do it the right way, they could make that decision to do it the wrong way. So it does make me proud in that instance. So it's
yeah,
kind of like, yeah, so I'm glad that y'all are making the right decisions versus the wrong ones.
absolutely. I feel like, there is a little bit of like guilty there, but I don't think that we should, because everybody has their version of normal. In our lives, this is this is our normal, this is their normal, this is the life that they want to live, and it's going to make them way, all right, I'm gonna say it, they're gonna be way better people than most people in their generation.
I agree with that. I think it gives them life skills on top of that because, like I said, they came and they're like, "Can I get breakfast?" Like my oldest, she cleaned up the kitchen, and normally that would be something I'll be like, "Amari, go clean up or do something." Like you need to clean up behind yourself. And I didn't have to tell her that. And for her, that's a good thing. So I'm like, it's teaching you life skills, even though I feel like, okay, am I just fussing because I can't get up and do this? Or am I fussing because I can't do that? But no.
Yeah.
Once
How
you
do you
think
feel about it? Shaquan, how you feel
Huh?
about it? How do you
Huh?
feel about, like, when you get out of the hospital, we said the number one thing, like our first concern is pretty much like our kid. Like that's like number one. Like when we get out, that's above everything else. We feel like we need to bounce back and do, and get right. Would you agree, or is there something that you know? What is your take on it? Pretty much.
I feel like when I have a choice, I'm coming from a place of I don't have a support system like that. So I'll be in the hospital, I feel like I'm rushed to get out. So because it's nothing like a mother's love. So I'm grounding to the 24 hours, and I'm taking care of my kids. I
Okay.
bath, I gotta get that good bath, you discharge, hospital to feel like yourself. Girl, they halfway wanna let me do that. They be ready for me to, whether it's bed with me or, cook for them or just things to do as a mom to be excited at home.
Yeah.
And I've got to a place where I like right when I company got knocked, I kind of get a picture in my mind. It's like, okay, I get out parent mode because my husband and I are self-employed. So if he's home when I'm sick, he has to go back to work. So I'm just doing everything, to get my kids comfortable. It ain't such thing as a break or such thing as a
Now
I
you
need
starting to pick up a
to
little
get
bit.
together. I go straight to mother. So yeah,
Yeah. Mommy mode is a real thing.
yeah, it really
Definitely real.
and I just feel like nobody loves your kid or kid the way that you do. They, sometimes I've been in the hospital 2, 3 months, and she's so mature for her age. She's like, "Well, mom, don't do this like you do it, or mom, do this like you do it. I want to do it like." She's getting mad at me for asking me to do it like you do it. So I feel that business of the sickle cell
It's
and being
kind of breaking
sick,
up, so I
huh?
it's breaking up a little bit.
Can y'all hear me now?
It's a little better.
Hold on, let me try it. Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, it's better than it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that guiltiness, I have guiltiness. Oh my God, I have to get out because my baby's not getting what she wants, you know, from other people that she would expect me to give. So I feel like
had
it's
that.
to get out to do what I need to do for her. So
Not
Yeah.
necessarily that my baby is not getting what like she needs. Like I feel like I'm at like she's in things, so she's in Girl Scouts or she has something going on at school, and it's like uh I don't want to stop y'all from doing what y'all are doing, but is it possible for somebody to take this over there? Like I know my mom doesn't mind, and I know my sister-in-law doesn't mind, or my husband, he works out of town a lot of the times, and so sometimes he's not here and he's not able to do it either. So it's like I'm like, I don't want to stop y'all from doing what y'all are doing to, go and do this for me like all the time. And so sometimes it's like I'll feel bad about that. And even though they'll be like, we ain't in it together, or we're here for you, or we're here to support y'all. It's just me, like a thing like I've had that feeling, and I had to learn how to allow them to be there for me and be there for my child, uh, without
Yeah.
feeling like that. Like it's like, okay, if you worried about that, you're not allowing yourself to get better because you're stressed and you're adding stress, and it's like they're like, girl, like we got it, and I'm just and me being me. Like I'm such like even though I'm married, like my mom is there, my sister-in-law is there. Like I'm such like an independent person, and so that's always been a struggle for me.
Yeah. No, I totally like get it. Like I totally understand everything you guys ladies are talking about because personally, like, whew, you just gotta inhale, exhale. Because honestly, like the last time I was in the hospital, I went to the hospital twice. So the first visit it went a little more smoothly. Nyla realized how sick I was, so she was just focused, like, get better, like, don't worry about it, get better. But the second time around, and me going to the hospital so close to the first time, she freaked out totally. So that hospitalization felt like literal torture to me. Like, it was so, it was not just like physically painful, it was emotionally painful. It was like really painful. I was literally feeling tormented a little bit because like of the anxiety I had of I need to get back, I need to get back, I need to get back because my daughter, she needs me. She needs me to be me. And I'm not me right now. Like, I'm a version of myself, a very sick version of myself. So I couldn't, I felt like I was literally like lost in this. I started getting into the abyss of like, oh, you know what I mean? I started like,
You sink into a depression
getting
yourself.
down yeah. So, I literally had my nurse contact the social worker and asked her for resources for my daughter. Like, just like, so because she needs to be in therapy so she can release that stuff, especially while I'm in the hospital, so she can have someone, because yeah, she could talk to me, but at the same time, I feel like she has the anxiety of like, if I tell this to my mom,
It's gonna
she's going
stress you out.
right. So to have that person that she can talk to and say, this is how I'm really feeling without having to put the stress on me versus, okay, when I come home, we have all of the conversations that we usually have. But yeah, like the social worker, she was very great. She came in, she printed out resources, but she also came in and talked to me. Like, she got me out of my own head, and we talked. She was there like way past the time, because social workers, that's 9 to 5. Like, she was there to like almost, and we were just talking like about any and everything. In my brain, like, I had so much anxiety, I was literally all over the place because like I'm trying not to like literally going into a depression. So I have all these thoughts and all these emotions, and it's just like the matrix.
Being a parent while being sick with sickle cell and being in a hospital, being worried about your children and your family, that will truly prolong you being sick. And it's like, it's not an easy thing to do, to just say, okay, I can't worry about that, because your kids is always priority. They always first and foremost.
Yes.
And so being that they first and foremost, it's like, that's gonna be the one thing you gonna always worry about while you in that hospital bed. So, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, we have to really control our, like, just like to an extent to where we don't, till we don't worry ourselves too bad,
Mm-hmm.
because we want to hurry up and get out of there. So it's kind of like a, like a catch, what they say, a catch 22, where
Yeah.
you gotta, okay, I'm concerned about them, but I gotta hold it down a little bit, because if not, I'm gonna be away from them even longer. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
it's a crazy
You
thing,
gotta
but you have
control
to
the
learn, you
emotion.
have to
Yeah.
control it,
Yeah.
and it's
It
hard. It's hard.
definitely is hard. Week 2, I was in a pretty much you could say in the hospital for like 2.5 weeks if you put it all together. So I was like, I can't take this. This can't. Nope. So, we have a comment from Mona Lisa Minor. Hello, I have surgery in the morning, complete left knee replacement. I send well wishes and prayers to you, that all goes well and that everything works out and in your favor.
And
Yeah,
for your family, if you have any little ones, we pray for your little ones as well.
absolutely. All right. So, okay, we've talked about the kids. That's, number one. Let's get into, I think we're all entrepreneurs and we have businesses and things or brands or things that we have that once we get sick, it's it's hard to kind of pick back up, like not that
It's
it's
a
hard to pick up.
process. It's a process.
Yeah, like there's so many other things that you got to do before you can even get to that part. Just, mind, body, and spirit wise healing, getting your house and your kids in order. Then it's like, okay, then
It's
let's pick
business.
this all
Back to
back up.
business.
Yeah. So how how would you ladies say you bounce back, from a hospitalization into your business mindset, into your, entrepreneurship?
Mhm.
Trying to go.
You can go. Go ahead.
Um, me because I'm such a competitive kid. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel bad for my age. I'll never forget in February. It's Brian and I've been doing it for all these years, and I think I had a test in February, and I told my son I need to post on TikTok. I was like, I'm not gonna spend it because I don't want her worrying. I don't want her to
I can. Is it just me? I can barely hear
Yeah,
you.
I can't.
y'all can't hear me.
It's breaking up like a lot.
Yeah, it's breaking up.
I'm off the phone, y'all. So keep you go first, and then after you, I'll
Okay.
tell. As I pull up
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Okay.
With me right now, I guess to be honest with you, it is a struggle. I was just telling my husband that like I think like after the hospital and trying to get back on track, like your mental is so challenged during this time. And so like now I feel like it's like okay, mentally I'm not really at a place to go in and say, I have all these emails, I have all these text messages, I have all these inboxes, DMs, and I see them, and I'm definitely not ignoring anybody at all. It's just that process of trying to get myself together. For one, me, I'm a person like I say, I never recommend it, but when I come home, I typically like kind of cold turkey off the strong medications to get myself back onto track, and I go through the withdrawal phase, and I just do it like all at once just to knock it out. And I can't recommend that for nobody else. So for me to get past that, then try to start working, it's kind of like a struggle. So like now going back into that process, I am getting there. I have not forgot about my business. I will not forget about it. It's just the process. And you don't it's not something you could come straight home and just say you're gonna dive right back into it and it's gonna go, just that way. It doesn't work that way. Cause if I just jump back in too quick, or I'm not fully prepared to deal with it, then I can make mistakes in my business, and I can push myself too hard and make my health backfire or me backtrack and being sick. So it's kind of like, okay, let me slow roll it. Like so today I might read emails today. Tomorrow I might deal with the DMs or the inboxes, or then I might have to, package up a few items today and then I'll start on this tomorrow. So right now that's the process that I'm going through. I've been home a few days now, and it's like I see everything. I see it.
Hmm.
But if I think any individual that deals and lives with sickle cell, you kind of understand that it's, even with a business, it's not a normal business. It's not a person that just don't have this issue. And it's hard to kick back into it without just taking day by day. Don't dive into it. Don't think that you're gonna go in there and try to do everything overnight, or just do everything at once, because it will become overwhelming. It can become overwhelming. So it's like, pick something or try to do a little bit here, a little bit there until you can get back on your feet. But when you try to go in there and do it all at one time, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I know when I first got out of the hospital the second time, I tried to just kind of jump right back into things because mentally my brain was like ready. Like my brain was like, I've been what?
Down
Like
all this
I've
time.
been going too
Yeah, you think
long.
like that.
Yeah, but my body was like, I dare you.
Try
I dare you.
Try it
I
if you
felt
want
this
to.
dog dare you. So it's like when you have, the want and the passion to do what you do, you want to just like. It's so funny because it was you, like you were the one who reminded me, okay, I don't have to do everything right now. Like give myself time and grace to just,
Piece by
baby
piece.
step my way back into everything because it's like I don't know if anybody knows me. Y'all know I do a lot. I'm a lot. So
All day.
I I man, I have so much going on that it's overwhelming. It's like I'm spinning plates, right? When I'm healthy, well, healthy-ish, right? When I'm healthy-ish, I'm spinning these plates and I got all these things going on. But when I get sick, they all fall.
Everything got to come to a halt.
So yeah, and so I'm looking at all these plates and I'm like, how am I gonna start spinning all this again? Because what? Like I do this, I do all this, like, and then especially when you don't feel like yourself, like you sometimes you can get so sick you don't feel like you're not like I am superwoman, okay?
Ain't it
Like
funny how
everyone
when you not when you're sick, it's so funny when you're sick, you realize how much you don't feel like you're doing a lot when you're doing it, but when you get sick, it's like, dang, I really was doing all of this. Like I could, like I'm looking at my tablet yesterday, and I'm like,
And
gosh,
then
I
I
need to do
find
inventory. I need to do this. I need to do
about
that.
the phone.
Huh?
oh, we lost her again.
Yeah,
She'll be
I'm
back.
looking. I was thinking to myself, like, I didn't really realize how much I really be doing. I'm like, I need to add this to the page. I need to do this. I need to do that. It don't seem like it when you're doing it, but that moment that you get sick, it's like, gosh, I got a lot to do. I got all this to do, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna
Damn.
do
And
it.
sometimes it really like overwhelms you. Like you really get to the point where you're like, I don't want to do it no more. Like in the bed, let me out.
Mental
Like
break.
I don't wanna until you really figure like, okay, you got this. One step, one baby step at a time, you're gonna get this done. So you put yourself in a position to
Well,
say,
you
okay,
can't beat yourself up for having to take it slow. That's one thing I have to realize. You cannot tear yourself down for having to take it slow.
give yourself grace. That's what it is. You have to provide yourself with grace because honestly, these past like 2 months, maybe 2.5, 3 months, I've been feeling like I'm not doing enough.
Mm.
I know it sounds crazy, but
You
I
ain't by
I
yourself.
forgot like all that I've done. Like sometimes you have to remind yourself and you have to go back and look at all you've done. Like I
'Cause
was
you do
forced
a
to
lot, Brianna, a whole lot. So how? How?
I
What?
don't know. Like
It's
I don't know. Like cause like when
You don't
patients
never
die
stop. My son
rapidly,
don't
right.
know
I got
how.
caught though. So
yeah, like I just felt like I don't know, like for some reason I just couldn't remember all the stuff that I've done this far since I came
That's
into
just
this community.
depression trying to sink in. That's all that is. That
Like,
depression trying to take control.
but when you get like, because people, especially having sickle cell, you get like that sometimes. Like, you really have to have people that have your best interest in your corner, in your circle, because that's the time. Like, I promise you, I was talking to my sis, my sickle cell sis. Shout out to Trey, okay? Because I was talking to her and I'm like, I just feel like I haven't done enough. And she was like, what you just say? I was like, I feel like I haven't done enough. Like, I'm not doing enough. I didn't do like,
I
and she
think
regretted
me and Shaquisha, we both were just looking at you like
Right.
you, like we both just had to look at you like.
Time.
I think her head went one way, my head
You
went
gonna
the other
be
way. Like, no.
I know, and I didn't. I just did not. I haven't been giving myself enough grace, and that's what it is. Like, really, it's like I do so much, but I'm not doing what it is I want to do.
Let me
Right.
tell you one
not
thing I
feeling
tell.
fulfilled, like what you really want to do. You're not feeling fulfilled in what
So
you
yeah,
want.
like filmmaking and making the things that I'm passionate about, I haven't been doing. So although I'm doing all these other things and they're amazing and they're great, I'm like, hello, like what you doing? If you don't use it, you'll lose it. And so, I mean, although I have been writing, I've been working on scripts and stuff like that, but it's just like my blood pumps different when I'm making and producing and doing films and skits and
One
projects.
thing I
Like,
tell myself is this. I tell myself, and maybe it'll help you, maybe it'll help somebody else, is that I'd rather take my time and do a little bit than to force myself to do a lot and I can't do nothing at all. Because
Right,
when you force yourself to do too much, you're gonna
yeah,
shut yourself down. And then you're gonna be at a place where you can't do nothing. So
right.
I'd rather pace myself and do a little bit
yeah.
than to force myself to do a lot and end up doing nothing. So I tell myself
God
that,
has me right where He wants me, and I have to keep
yeah,
reminding myself that. Like, I'm probably, yeah, I could be making skits and doing the ideas that I do here, but in reality, where I want to take it and where I want to be, he might not be ready for me to be there yet. Like, maybe I have to get my health
everything you do, you
better
have a purpose
together.
for it at a time.
So, that's how I gotta look at it and give myself grace and just do. I had to, I have my words of wisdom, and then start where you are, use what you can do. No, I'm sorry, use what you have and do what you can. So I got to just do
Continue to
what I
respect and
can.
know who you are. You have to pop your shoulders, what you say, and know who you are.
Oh yeah.
Popping my
Remind
collar.
yourself who you are.
Yes,
Be like, I'm
absolutely,
Shay. I'm Shay. I got this. I got this.
absolutely. Because if sickle cell ain't anything, it's humbling. Okay, because it's gonna humble you.
That is
you
it.
you might think you got
So disrespectful. It don't care. It just say, I'm
it.
here and I'm here. What you gonna do about it? Nothing.
It's like
Peekaboo.
that side chick
Bye.
that man, okay, this is way off topic, but I was watching Queens last night, and her husband just died, and the mistress showed up to the funeral. Girl, I was like, the caucasity. I feel like that's what sickle cell do. Like, it
It
don't matter
do.
what
Just
you
pop
got
up.
going on, it just show up.
Right.
Hey.
What that? It's a song where they be saying, "Here I am."
Right.
Here
Here I go. Here I go.
I go. That little song that be singing on TikTok.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's why, grace is is pivotal to survival
Yeah.
with this. You have to give yourself grace because if you don't, man,
Think
it
that
can go
self
left.
motivation does wonders. That self you have to tell yourself sometimes like self, like we gonna get through this.
Yes,
We gonna push through. We gonna get this done. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be this. You have to speak those things majority of the time. And I think, they say it's life and death is in the power of the tongue.
It truly is.
That works in so many different ways. So therefore, like if you tell yourself what you're capable of, then yeah, you can get that done. But when you speak doubt, then doubt begins to sit in.
Right.
yeah,
I've
it's
just gotten to
definitely,
this where that's where I'm understanding, and that's what's keeping me, to be honest.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Sometimes, it can get dim and dark and be very hard to see yourself through all the blood, the sweat, the tears, through all the things, because as parents, we are forced automatically, no matter what we going through, jump back into being parents again, regardless of what else we have to do. That's number one, numero
Number
uno.
one is
So like everything else can kind of feel like the room is closing in on you sometimes. I don't know who this is for, but it's on my heart to say, you know, just love yourself through it all. Like don't think for 1 second that you can't that it can't be done, because it can be done. It will be done as long as you have the will to do it. I done will myself into things and out of things. When I tell you, will is very powerful. When you have that will and you can say, you know what, I'm going to do this, it will happen. It will happen.
like Nikita saying, you got to be patient with yourself because we'll look at other people, especially social media is such a culprit to me. Like it can really mess with people's self-esteem and stuff because you're comparing yourself. Like I could look at other makeup artists and be like, dang, they live in a nice life, they driving the nicest car, they making six figures, and here I go with little old sickle cell getting in the way. And then God had to remind me, you're your own voice, you're your own person. Sickle cell isn't just a bad thing. It's also a good thing because it inspires so many people that you still strive in spite of what you're going through. So I have a lot of people that message me, be like, girl, how you just do that? Like that inspired me. That made me want to get out of bed today and go do hair or go do this because you got up and decided and do what you got to do instead of sitting there moping and you know what I'm saying? Everybody's timing is your timing. God's timing and your timing is two different things. And God's timing is always right. It comes with blessings. So I had to learn that. And then another thing I said I'm doing in 2022 is find another stream of income related to my business that'll make me money while I'm sleeping. That'll be a cushion when I can't physically work. Because we get so
Mhm.
caught physically doing things that when you're sick, like she said, like we said, to say, like, here I go, you finna sit down, you finna go to the hospital, and you ain't finna do no makeup. You finna, what you finna do?
Nyla,
So I said next year my plan is to capitalize on social media more and my presence again. Because I used to go live a lot, but go back into that again and find a way to make money even when I'm sick. That way I gotta literally go to work to make, money. I'm still making money regardless. So
That was one thing that was one thing that got with me too, because it's like you said, like you do get discouraged. You get like I had a stroke in 2013, and
oh,
it was the first time it ever happened, and I had been I had went to school, got my became a pharmacy technician, working in the pharmacy, working in insurance, doing what I thought that I was actually felt like I was fulfilled at a point in life. And when that stroke happened, like it sent me into a place that I didn't like being, a place that I didn't like seeing in myself. So for me, like to get into having to go on disability and having to, live like that, it kind of made me just feel some type of way
Yeah,
about
that's
me.
you. Yeah.
And so my mental wasn't there. My mental was at a different place. And then the business came along. So when the business came, when I got the idea to come up with my business, it was kind of like, I didn't, I'm like, okay, I don't know how this gonna go. So I took a leap of faith, went out there and did it. I did it, and when I say like I literally woke up that morning and my phone had died because I had so many sales.
Look
Like,
at God. Look at God.
and so I was like, what? And so like now I've been in the hospital for 2 weeks. I only been home. I've been home a week now. Yeah, I think a week now. I've been home. And yeah, I haven't been able to get up and go, post office. I haven't been able to go to my vendor. I haven't been able to go do all the things that I'm typically used to doing. And so it's like now I'm slow rolling. My husband works. I'm not going to have you stop doing your actual job, me to do this. So I have to pace myself and do it. So it's like yesterday I started halfway. I started with the accessories, counting, doing the inventory on that. So I get to the shirts, I get to the hats, I get to all of that. I already reached out to some of my vendors and just let them know, it's time for me to get this. I need some more of this. I need that. So, it's a process. And I'm not gonna get discouraged, but I do want to find out other, every day my goal is to help me to figure out how to increase in my business. Like,
Right.
because at the
Yes.
end of the day, when you can't go out there and do for yourself, I don't know about, I feel like y'all two are like, minded as myself. I feel like y'all are, out there, y'all entrepreneurs, y'all doing what y'all doing, y'all bringing in y'all income, y'all taking care of y'all families, y'all providing. I feel like that y'all are those type of women.
Yeah.
Like with me, like when I'm not bringing nothing to the table, to me, it bothers me.
Yes, girl. Preach.
It bothers me. So it's like I can't sit here and do nothing. I got to get up and
Right.
do
You like
something.
me, girl.
I wasn't gifted to do hair and makeup and things like that, so I have to figure it out. And this was my thing. Like it's like it just came, and like the response that I have received, it was like, gosh. So it's like now that gave me a sense of comfort. It gave me a new direction. It gave me like, I was like, this is something that I can do. Like, I don't have to, so it'd be like I'll be up in the nighttime when I can't go to sleep because, sickle cell, like again, here I go. You ain't going to
Yeah.
sleep.
Right.
You got a little pain right here in your back, but I'm okay. I'm gonna take this medicine, lay here in
Yep.
this bed, and play on my phone. I like to, come up with designs while I'm on my phone. So that's in the middle of the night. I'm always trying to, do something, even when I'm down. But it's like I
Yep.
still, at the end of the day, I'm learning to pace myself, do what I can do, and it's gonna come. And I'm trusting that God gonna give me more and more as I go. But I'm gonna get there.
I wonder if that's still the most warriors to. I mean, y'all, we could be hurting in one area, and my primary is my lower back too. And
Girl,
I on a hot bath and be watching a YouTube tutorial, a design or something that I want to learn to practice, or like you said, just finding a way to still excel in my business. It don't necessarily mean I'm making money at that moment, but it's that seed that I'm getting for my business to grow my business. Because I feel like when I'm in pain, if I'm focused on the pain itself, it amplifies. But if I'm, doing
that,
something
that's me.
productive and resting, trying to rest, then I don't focus on it like, oh my God, my back. And now it's moving to my legs. Then it's moving to my neck. Then
Girl,
my mouth goes up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
that,
wish I would feel that way when I'm just laying there focused on it. It's like it moves so fast. But then
that's why I say I'll get my phone. I'll be
Oh
out here
yeah.
designing a shirt or something,
right,
designing something while I'm laying down. I be in pain, but I'm always doing something. So it's like I
right,
never forget about my business. I'm in
right.
pain, but I'm gonna get. It might take me a couple days to design
Look,
this one shirt. Usually, it might be done in one day, or 1 day or 2 days, but just pacing myself, and I'm learning that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
That
Shay, yeah,
patience.
I do have to go. I'm eating for my babies.
Okay, go ahead. Mine
But,
right here.
I
but
understand.
I was
Thank
supposed to be gone
you
at
for
7, but
joining. Okay. Thank you so
so I will
much
say
for joining.
to you, Shay, and catch up with you about next week or however we're gonna do it. But it was nice meeting you.
It's nice meeting you too. I'm going to add you on Facebook so we can stay in
Yeah,
touch.
I'm gonna have to find you on there. When I get back in, I'm gonna find you on there.
Okay, boo. I look forward to
All
meeting
right, love you
you.
guys. You guys have
Love
a good
you too.
night.
Love you. It's always a pleasure having the so great.
She's
All
so
right.
sweet.
So we're coming up with about an hour.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, we can talk and then give a chance if you have concerns. If anything we strikes you and you just
Right.
want to just say something, don't be afraid to comment.
What's wrong?
Um,
Oh,
so just thank you all for joining and being supporters. Mona Lisa Minor said, I'm on a deck fail, and since I started, no serious pain crisis, no hospital.
good.
It's been a year and 2 months since the last time. Wow, that's really good. That's
Are you
amazing.
still on?
Said
What's it called?
hello with deck fail, sickle cell disease.
Are
Still
you still on?
Oxbrighter, yeah. I'm on Oxbrighter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Did they have
So,
any increases, or is it the same though since you've been sick?
it's been the same. We haven't did at all
Okay.
since I started. It's 3, so it's like 100 million because it's
Okay.
yeah, it's 500 each. I'm like, is that right? I don't want to tell my daughter dosage better than I. She studies it. She's like, what's this and how much you take and how long? She wants to be a doctor, so she's like, did you take this at this time? Oh, did you make sure? And like, say for instance, if I'm like, okay, I got to get my medicine because I take a lot of medicine a day. She's like, let me help you,
Yeah.
and she's grabbing things and bringing it to me. Do you need this? Hold on, is this? And then she'll name the names. Is this the one? All right, ma'am.
Yeah.
Stop knowing my
Uh-huh.
pills better than I do. So look,
Oh, see your
did you
little
take
mini
the
nurse, your mini doctor.
today? I have not
Mhm.
taken yet. I literally did not take anything yet. But so Adecvale is an infusion, an IV infusion that you take. It helps more so with pain. Like if you have a lot of pain cases, that's probably the infusion for you. I think you take like once a month, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I don't take it, so I don't know, specific details. Like I know I don't like,
Right.
go through all of this. That's,
Talk about
I
it and you don't even know the details.
yeah, I'd rather you talk to someone, kid or a doctor. I
Right.
have information about it, but I'm taking Oxbryta, so I have a more detailed information about that medication more so than Adecvale. I don't like.
Yeah.
Okay, so my problems stem from blood. Like I lose like every few months, my blood count drops. I'm a woman issues. My blood count go
Right.
down,
Right.
and that's what causes my pain crises and my health to kind of decline. To go the roller coaster of life.
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
uh, Oxbryta is a better option for me because that's what it's supposed to help with,
Okay.
and um, I also I do, what is it called, blood exchange instead of
Oh yeah, you
transfusions.
said you don't do hydria, right? You can't do hydria, right?
No, my body said no. My body said no, that ain't it.
No, 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 no. Huh.
No, that ain't it.
Right,
So I'm live, baby. Yeah, be careful. So you know, every sickle cell patient is different, but we're walking the same path. We have
right,
different issues. We might have similar complications, right? So,
right,
kidney problems, iron overload, things like our body, chemistry is different. Our family history is different, things like
right,
that. So, things may affect me differently than it affects other people. Like right
right.
now, I realize that although I don't have a whole lot of salt in my diet, the times that I indulge on like popcorn or going to the movies and doing this and doing that, I might eat a cup of noodle here and there. I got to be
Yeah.
really careful on how
Really?
and when to do that. Yes. I just
Mhm.
realized that that's what may have even caused, or if it didn't cause it, exacerbated, sorry, the last crisis I had when I got really, really sick because I
Oh,
couldn't walk.
okay.
So therefore I couldn't cook. So therefore I was eating out, which what does fast food and well, I didn't really eat fast food, but just eating out in general. Like they put a lot of salt in their food and I don't
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
salt, right? So, you just gotta have you just got to be mindful and let every crisis teach you something. Every time you get sick, you should learn why you got sick. If you don't know
Right,
exactly what that crisis, you need to go back to the drawing board. It don't matter
right.
if it's been 2 months. If you don't figure out what it was, it'll keep happening
Yep.
until you figure it
And
out.
you'll be wondering why you in and out the hospital, in and out, and can't get better because you're not getting
Mm,
to the root of the issue that's causing or exacerbating,
yes,
like you said, your crisis. Yes. Hmm.
because the pain is not. It's a symptom. It's like if your body was a car, it's your emergency light saying, "Hey, check under the engine." That's that
Right,
light. It's the annoying blinking. Yeah, it's that.
right.
Like the
Good
anxiety and the
analogy,
scary. It's like,
sis.
why
Good
is it blinking?
analogy.
What's wrong?
Yeah, too
That's what the
funny.
pain is. It is not the gasket need to be fixed. It is not the. It is telling
Right,
you something is going on that you need to attend to make
right,
sure you don't keep going through these issues or that cancel out whatever it is that's hurting you. Is there
right.
anything that you'd like to say before we go? Because I don't want to keep you too long.
Oh, you're okay. Well, I apologize for all my technical difficulties in working and all that today. I just tell any warrior out there to be encouraged, keep going, definitely take care of yourself,
Box over there.
and no matter what, just stay motivated. Um, Even in your sick times, try to find a way to stay motivated, and you know you'll end up in your destiny where you're supposed to be. Just be encouraged. There's more to life than being sick. I
Yes.
refuse to believe that we were put on this earth to just simply be sick. Get to the root of what sickle cell brings out in you to make you want to be better. Get what I'm saying? So that's what
Yes.
I would say. I refuse to believe somebody just gonna be sick, 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 and there's no that's the worst like thing ever. Depression, just you know what I'm saying. So I just tell you, all you warriors out there, whoever is watching, just be encouraged, be motivated. Take care of yourself. Like Shay Brian said earlier, if you are getting sick, like get to the root of why you're getting sick, know your body, and then focus, on your
Mm-hmm.
dreams and your goals. But
Yes.
and be encouraged. Be
Yes.
encouraged. It always get better. It might not look good right now, but it will get better. So yeah, that's it, sis. That's it. And thank you for always
Okay.
asking me to come on when you do. It's such an honor, and I'm grateful for the opportunity.
I truly appreciate you. Like, I think that you have so much to offer, like your opinion, your experience, you know, your life and
Yeah.
living with sickle cell, such a motivational thing for me. So if you motivate and inspire me, I just want to give it to the masses and give them the opportunity to get over
Oh,
that.
I love you too. Oh, you're a woman with many hats too, just like me. So you inspire me too. And if you ever need anything, I'm here, girl. Whatever you need, let me know if I got it. It's yours. And just be encouraged. Take care of yourself, girl. Take care of yourself.
I will. Oh, before I forget, I wanted to say this to the parents out there that watching or may watch this later who have sickle
Yeah.
cell. Um, this is on my heart too. I be having things on my heart to say sometimes.
Say
Don't lose
sis.
yourself
Good God.
in being a parent. Like you're just a parent. Like that's not all I put you on this earth to be. You are more
Right.
than that. Find
Right.
yourself again because it's easy to lose yourself. It's easy
It
to walk away from what is purposed for you. I'm not going to even specifically speak in God's. Everybody know I'm a firm believer in God, but not everybody does. So I'm
Everybody
gonna
don't
say it
believe in God. Like you, right? Yeah.
right. So I will say it like this: there's always better, and you are more than being a parent with sickle cell. We have this series, me and Master, we had this idea and we had this series so that we can educate everyone and also empower and guys a look into seeing not alone.
Yes.
There's so many parents out there with sickle cell, and there's so many that we go through, and we feel like we're suffering in silence, and that we don't get it. Just
Right.
live out loud. Sometimes it's always that
Right.
worry for your children. So out and don't hold back. I mean, extra bright. Okay. I mean, I should be have to wear
Yeah.
my sun shades and still be like, okay, wait a
Right.
minute. That's how bright
Right.
I want to be
Yes.
like, okay, sis, or okay, bro, get
Yes.
out there then.
Yes.
So I just wanted
Yes.
to give that to everyone, every parent sickle cell watching, even if you're just a parent and you may feel like, dang, this is my whole life, like child. No,
Right.
it's not. You have to give yourself permission to be you and to live out
To
loud.
live,
All right.
yes, it to live.
And that's it. Live.
Don't just exist, live.
Um,
Yeah.
thrive.
Thrive. Yes.
Thrive.
Yes.
Don't thrive. That means it
Right.
all. In spite of sickle cell trying to pull you down. And I say all the time, if I didn't have sickle cell, I'd be a millionaire already. And that's just facts.
Girl.
Like
Right. Me
it'd be a
and you
wrap.
both, girl. Me and you both, girl. I'm telling you,
I'm
period.
telling you. I was just saying. So, but it does not mean because we have sickle cell we can't be multimillionaires. So
Right.
we gotta, put that in our brain too. Like, man, in spite of sickle cell, I'm finna make $4 million.
Right.
and believe. So you gotta see it to believe it, and you gotta see it, and to it you gotta believe it. Well, and to achieve it, you gotta believe it. There we go. My words got mixed up. But yeah,
Girl, I get it.
everybody, thank you, Deborah, for commenting. Thank you, Mona Lisa. Thank you, everyone who reacted to this video. I urge
Yeah.
you all to share because we said a lot of wisdom and dropped a lot of gems, and there may be parents out there who need to hear this, really,
Right.
because being a parent gets hard for
It,
a health.
yeah,
So
y'all
you
better
got
do
it.
you
It
got
don't need
it.
to- you got
Girl,
issues.
girl, girl.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Until next time, I'm going to leave y'all with my positive words of wisdom for everyone out there in Facebook and YouTube land. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Until next time, folks, peace.
Have a good night. Bye, Shay. Love you.
Bye. Thank you. It's
You're
ending.
welcome.